Hey you guys, welcome to episode 8 of Everybody's Hype. I know I've been a little off schedule. Ignore me, it's just life. Life happens. But I'm happy today because with this episode, we're coming in strong and we're doing a little education. Yes, we're going to learn about building wealth portfolios, investing, real estate, and other stuff, you guys. It's stuff that's important. I know y'all love money. If y'all watching this and y'all sound like me, y'all love money. So we need to learn how to build on that, how to make more, and how to keep more. So yeah, stick around if you want to learn something. Lights, camera, action. Okay, hey you guys. So like I said, I have a special guest. His name is Malachi, and he's going to be teaching us some stuff because I don't know everything either, but we're going to be getting into building wealth portfolios and real estate and investing and all that type of stuff. So Malachi, can you tell us like what you do?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. So the main thing, I teach people how to build a wealth portfolio. So a lot of times people don't really know what a wealth portfolio is, but I'll tell them like when you hear about somebody's net worth, I'm saying like we hear like Jay-Z a billionaire, Dr. Dre be a billionaire. We always wonder like, I always wonder like how do they make that much money or how do they have that much money? So your net worth is not necessarily in your bank account. It's how much of like assets, how much the assets you own are actually worth. So then I start thinking like, all right, well, what are assets, right? And then you get into, property, you get into like invest things that you own, you know what I'm saying? And then you start to understand how much money somebody actually has or has amassed type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you could curse.
Oh, okay, cool. So I try to I'm very interested in finance, since I was young. Like I always try to figure out numbers and try to make business make sense type stuff. So I was always like, well, how do you get that much money, or how do they have that much money? Or okay, if they don't have that much money in their bank account, how much do they have in their bank account? Mm-hmm. So you start talking to people smarter than you, they start making it make sense for you a lot of times. And once you start understanding the finance world and like a business world, I feel like you start understanding how the world actually be happening. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was one of the things that was interesting for me. But overall, I just try to share what I've learned in finance and business with other people, helping them build a wealth portfolio. So how you invest your money into the stock market, understanding the stock market, how it works, how you can make money from it, and then building your credit, fixing your credit, and then understanding everything you could use your good credit for. Mm-hmm. If you got great credit, an 800 credit score going to get you more money than having $1 million in cash. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you go into business. America is designed for everybody to own a business. So when you think about like how America is actually laid out from like an economic standpoint, it's really made so people work for somebody, gather enough money to start their own business. They start their own business and then employ people, and then the cycle repeats. Mm-hmm. So it's made for people to work, get their own business, build up their business, and then employ people. Those employees work, build up their own business, employ people like that. And that way, everybody got a job, which means companies always making money, which means the stock market is always booming, which means money is always being made. Everybody's happy, in capitalism. And then, when you go to law school, the first thing you learn is that property is the most valuable asset you can have. So then you learn the power of real estate. And Forbes did like a thing on like the billionaires. I want to say it's like 2,000 billionaires in the world. Mm-hmm. They said none of them have most things in common. None of them have made their money the exact same way. The only thing they have in common is that they own real estate and they have an investment account. That's the only two things they have in common. They invest into the market and they own property. And it's like when you understand how America's divided, how America's made, you like, yeah, that's the two ways you're going to make a lot of money. No matter how much money you want to make, you got to make it through property and you got to make it through investing into other companies, because that's what we live in.
Oh, okay. I actually just learned that somebody's net worth isn't like exactly what they have in the bank. I learned that very recently. I always thought that was like exactly but you said it's all the stuff that they have invested in.
Yeah. So what I've learned is like, because I've taken like accounting classes and things, and like millionaire, billionaire, that's all like accounting terms, right? So what you realize with like a net worth, people usually have like 10 to 20% of their net worth in actual cash. So Jay-Z's worth $1 billion. He probably has $100 million that he could actually go into the bank and move around, transfer in different accounts. Exactly, like liquid cash, which is a crazy amount still.
Yeah, that's
not
still
to say like it's not that much. Yeah. But we see people with like $40 million and we be like, yo, they got $40 million. It's like, nah, they probably got 4. They probably got 6. And that's a lot of money, you know, but like I think we don't realize how much $40 million is. Like, that's a lot of money. So we think people just have that sitting in their bank account. Like, no rich person has that much money just sitting there doing nothing. They wouldn't be rich if they did. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like when you're rich, like you're spending more, like you're well, you probably don't have a mortgage, you're probably paying it off and your cars too. So like, but I feel like your bills and stuff that come with that, that's going like all the time. But they're also bringing in money because of the stuff that they're invested in. Like they're bringing in money all the time as well too. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe people have that much money.
Yeah, super facts. Yeah, one of the interesting things somebody said about like investing. So when you say like rich people, they always have money making money for them. It's also like the mentality they approach money with, right? So rich people approach it like something simple, like I got AT&T, right? Let's say my phone bill costs $100 a month, right? So $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year, right? AT&T on the stock market is a dividend paying stock, which means they give you money every quarter, every 3 months for owning shares of that company, right? And however many shares you own, they give you some money, like maybe 50 cents per share, right?
Okay.
So
that's something we should be investing in. AT&T.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Noted.
So if your phone bill is $1,200 a year, if your phone bill is $1,200 a year, then white people literally calculate how many shares of AT&T do I have to own for them to give me a dividend payout of $1,200 a year. Because if I own that many shares of AT&T, AT&T pays my phone bill now. Now I don't have a bill because me just owning the company pays my phone bill. I live for free. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just a way to think about it, that like we don't have financial literacy in the Black community. We don't never think about it like that.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. I never even heard about, what did you say? Dividend?
Yeah, dividend.
I never heard of that. I mean, I know a little about the stock market. Like I bought some stocks just because my dad be like, yo, you should buy this, you should buy that. But I never did like my own research on it. That's crazy. And I do feel like I don't feel like everybody in the Black community is like ignorant to what's going on in the stock market, because there's some people that's into it and also teaching their family. But I really feel like a lot of us don't know anything about that, especially finessing it like that.
Yeah, it's a stat, and it said 30% of white adults into the stock market. 15% of them invest in bonds, and 50% of them have retirement accounts outside of their job. For Black people, 9% of us invest into the stock market, 2% of us invest into bonds, and 15% of us have a retirement account out of our regular retirement where we work. So it's like literally 1 out of every 4, for every white people that invest into the market, 1 Black person does it. You get what I'm saying? 9% of us, and it's in Black people, 360,000. You know, it's like, it's really not that many when you think about 50 states, it's 40 plus million Black people. We don't even got 1 million people that actually invest into the market. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is the shit that dictate our lives. Like, we go to work. What's the normal work hours? Like, I'm asking you.
8 to 3:30.
Right, cool. 8 to 3:30 or 9 to 5, right? So the reason why you're gonna work 9 to 5 is because the market opens 9:30 and closes at 4. So the thought process on it is, before the market opened, the company is already profitable because we were already open making money. And then when the market closes, we open an extra hour to make sure we have income to go into tomorrow. So like even your work schedule is based around the stock market. You get holidays off because the stock market closes on holidays. So no money should be made. So that's why they close your job. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally because the stock market, that shit dictates our whole life and we never know it.
Yeah, I never knew that. So
yeah.
All right, so how do you think more people can, find out about this type of stuff? Or what are some ways you would want to maybe create to get more people knowing?
Yeah, so I say it again.
I said if you've thought about that.
Oh yeah, I feel you. So right now, like I have my own business, Black Art, where I teach Black Art University. And like I teach these things to people. Like you could register on my website, take the classes, or like you could DM me, you know what I'm saying, and be like, yo, I want to learn more. Can I take some sessions? And I literally teach it to people in 1 hour segments to like literally make it like digestible, because a lot of it could start sounding like a foreign language.
Yeah.
So I try to make it digestible and speak the language that we speak to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? And from there, it's just really like everybody want to make more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of them things, like, I feel like when people hear about the market and all of that, we be like, no, I'm cool off that. It's like, but it's money to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be thinking it's a scheme. We be thinking like somebody gonna rob us. Like,
sometimes it is, like the Forex is real, but like the way people are doing it now with like the pyramid scheme type of things, like I get why people are scared. And like with me, when it comes to investing in stocks, since the return can be so slow, I just hate the idea of putting my money into something and then I'm not getting it right back. That's something that holds me back when it comes to like investing in stocks.
No, I feel you. So one, Forex isn't the market. That's foreign exchange. So that's a whole different market.
Different thing.
Yeah. Then when you say the money coming back slow, yes, but it's a thing called options. You know what I'm saying? Options trading, where you could double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money in the stock market. That like, if you learn how to trade options, which have like calls and puts, you can make a lot of money. Like it's people that literally make $100 a week, $150 a week from their stock portfolio just because they trade options. So it's like the more you get into it, like the main thing I will say is like, we be wanting to have white people money. Yeah. Like, do you think white people is just putting their money to the side for 30 years and just sit? No, they getting active with their money. And that's the thing, is like, if you got money to put up, like I always tell people, having a savings account is pointless.
Yeah, I'm
like,
a heavy saver.
Black people, we will put money in the mattress. Yeah, like that's money you should be investing. Like we'll put money in the mattress, we'll put money in the sneaker box, won't put money in the market though. It's like, what we really doing?
Yeah.
And most people don't understand the logic, but like, just like a quick breakdown, right? We got inflation all the time because there's always more money out to circulation, right? We put out, which means in order to make up money going to inflation, everything gonna rise. You know what I'm saying? It should be a quarter when we was young. Now chips cost 50 Pennsylvania. Like everything goes up because of inflation. So inflation makes your money worth less. So for example, if you got $100,000 saved on January 1st, 2021, right? And you see a house that's $100,000. That $100,000 could buy you that house that day, right? By the end of the year, that house is going to be worth more than that $100,000. And your $100,000 is now going to be worth less because inflation. So your $100,000 is only going to have $95,000 worth of buying power, and that house going to be $110,000. Because a house is an appreciating asset. Your money isn't unless you make it work for you. So you losing money by just letting it sit into a savings account because it's not making any money. And if it's not making any money, it's losing money because everything else is going up in price. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why savings account just a savings account just don't really make sense. It's like, yeah, I would say you either got an investment account, an emergency fund, but you don't have a savings account. If you saving money in just one account, you wasting your money. Make that money go make some money for you.
Yeah. See, I don't have a savings account, but I have there's this app called Digit, and like you can make Like, let's say I want to go on a vacation, I can make like a vacation thing and like I'll save it. So I have different things on there, and some stuff I don't touch. Like right now I have like a property savings thing, like I'm saving to buy a house. But sometimes I do feel like I'm just sitting on it. And when I look at houses, because I can't buy it yet, but when I look at houses, I'm damn, these prices is going up and my money is slowly going up. Because sometimes I gotta dig in there. But yeah, I definitely feel you with that though. Because
Yeah, I mean, oh no, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. You probably was gonna say something better.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. It's always good to have savings goals, but I'll say like, all right, your phone is by Apple.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say your phone, your computer, your charger, and let's say you got an Apple Watch. You got 4 or 5 things made by Apple. Your AirPods, 5 things you made that's made by Apple. You use on a daily basis, right? Apple is the first $1 trillion company in the history of Earth. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you ever seen Rush Hour 2, right? They get on when they leave China and they trying to figure out who's causing like all of the money to be traveling, the boat and all of that. Carter get on the plane and he sit next to Chris Tucker get on the plane, he sit next to Jackie Chan. And he say Jackie Chan say, what we going to do? And he said, Carter's rule of problem solving, follow the rich white man. And he said, what you mean? He said, behind every crime, it's a rich white man waiting for his cut. Yep. Super facts. It's like, we know who the richest people are. All they're going to do is keep getting richer. Put your money with them. You know what I'm saying? Like
I be looking at the Apple stock. The Apple stock costs too much to join that wave. Unless you buy. I learned recently about like you can buy like pieces.
Partial shares.
Yeah. I'm so scared.
Last year this time, I mean, that's fair, but then it already went up. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'll say this. I got my brother to start investing into the market, into crypto in September of last year. By February this year, he said his $1,100 was already $5,500. Like, that's why I'm like, people be thinking it's slow. Like, it will pop for you. And once it pop, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm putting more money in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's really how it is. And when you think about like, white people are training their kids at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to understand how this works. So white kids is doing it from the rip. We be 27, 28, 29, 30, 35, 45 trying to start and trying to learn it. We 30 years behind the game. You know what I'm saying? That's why they so advanced.
Okay, so I always hear people say like the white people have their kids starting young and stuff like that, but I feel like I don't always feel like it's they're learning earlier. Sometimes I feel like once they get of age, the parent be like, okay, your time to take over, and then they just get into it then. I don't feel like maybe some are learning about the game young and all the ins and outs, but I feel like a lot of times they're just thrown into it because that's what they have to do because the generational wealth thing. So it's being passed on to them, so they have no choice.
Yeah. So I get you. I'll say this, right? So it starts at like a very elementary level, right? So like white people have kids 8 times out of 10 when a white person get pregnant, they were planning, right? 9 times out of 10, a black person get pregnant, they just like, oh shit, I'm pregnant, right? We didn't know, we didn't plan it, whatever. Cool. From there, that already dictates how that child's about to be treated coming into the world. Because on one end, they planning for this. So they didn't plan an investment account, a retirement account. They didn't plan what school you're going to go to, what neighborhood they're going to live in. They didn't plan this. A black person, it's like, damn, I'm still living at home, or I just got my first apartment. How I'm going to figure this out? I got to take time off work now. How I'm going to pay for this? Where are we going to live? Like, it's a whole different, it's proactive versus reactive. So they're proactive in this. So the main point is like, the reason why they're proactive, because like, let's just take a basic white kid. Let's say a white man, he going to live with his parents 0 through 18. Black kid going to live with his parents 0 through 18. He going to go to college, right? His parents going to be in good financial shape because that's the country per se. So they're gonna pay for college. Let's say he take out a couple student loans.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is white parents, what they always do, they gonna get their son a credit card when he go to college, and they're gonna pay the credit card, not tell him he gotta pay it, right? They gonna put a limit on that credit card. You get $1,000 a month, you get to spend, and we gonna pay the $1,000. A black kid, when we turn 18, that's the first time we've opened a bank account. We didn't even get the credit yet. We just get into a bank, right? Mm-hmm. So then the first thing on black people credit is student loans. So before you establish credit, you already owe money.
Yeah.
By the time his student loans hit 4 years later, he got an 800 credit score from 4 years of credit card payments. Mm-hmm. So what he gonna go do? He gonna move back in. He gonna find the girl that he wanted to marry in college. They gonna move in with their parents. They gonna save up money from the little middle class job that they got, and then they gonna get married, right? They gonna combine incomes when they get married, move into a big house, and they automatically middle class. Mm-hmm. Black people, we gonna move back in, and our parents gonna say, well, you got to start paying me rent because you can't just be living here for free. I'm broke. Like, where you want me to get this money from? I owe student loans and I just got a job. Like, how you gonna take it from me? And I just got this shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's just a whole different mindset. White people is like, I'm gonna do it now so I don't have to do it later. Mm-hmm. Black people is like, I don't want to do it now because I don't have it now. So it's always a reactive. I'm trying to figure out how to rob Peter to pay Paul. And white people was like, no, cool. Like, we took the risk when we was young to figure it out. We gonna let him live here for free. His girlfriend gonna live with her parents for free. They gonna combine their money when they get married. The parents is gonna pay for the wedding. You know what I'm saying? It's like we taking on this financial load so our kids can do this. And Black people, because we don't understand money and how financial literacy really be working, we just put the financial load on the kids. Yeah. And that's when you run credit cards up. Now your credit score terrible. Now when it's time to move out, you can't get an apartment because you got student loans and unpaid credit card bills. Now you gotta stay. Now you gotta stay. You gotta pay rent to your mom. But now you can't save up money because you already paying rent. So how you gonna move out when you paying rent?
It's just counterproductive. Change that narrative. Because with me, I'm like the white person you described. My mom I got a credit card as soon as I went to school. My mom was paying it off. My mom started paying my loans off while I was in school, and I don't pay rent or nothing because she want me to move out and get a house. Like, she don't want me to do the apartment thing, da-da-da. But I know a lot of people in a whole like opposite direction, like literally what you said, like they're paying their parents rent. They can't save up to move out because of the fact that they're paying their parents rent. And then on top of that, loans, a little ass job. Because if you know, when you go to college, these jobs ain't always guaranteed.
Yeah, that shit don't matter.
A little ass job. So yeah, it'd be hard out here. And I don't know. That we definitely have to change that narrative. But I feel like at the same time, the people's parents who are making them do that, they don't know. Well, we know they don't know about this. They don't know about thinking of the future. They probably had to do the same thing. They probably didn't even go to school. They need help with the bills. If you're going to be in there, they're like, okay, you have to pay if you're going to be here. Even though I was just here for 18 years and didn't pay, but we're going to ignore that and you still have to pay now. Like, that's bad.
Yeah, it's definitely something we got to change. So, like, I have, like, a bunch of, like, I'm in talks with, like, a bunch of different things to do, like, nonprofits to do, like wealth building, financial literacy in like Philadelphia rec centers, like get classes like where kids can come from the neighborhood and get free lunch, you know what I'm saying? Or free breakfast, free lunch, and then sit down and just go through some financial stuff. And the thing is like, I was never that person. Like I was never a financial, give me the numbers, X plus Y equals Z. Like, no, like I was always trash at math and science. Like this wasn't me at all. But as I got older, like I left college at 19. So I've been in the real world for damn near 10 years now in a way that like people don't really enter the real world until like 24, 25. Yeah. So I was ahead of the game in that way where it was like, I was applying to jobs and understanding how jobs work, understanding how working for corporations and how they move people up, how they give you a bonus. Like I had to understand that at a super young age. So that was like, but why does work like that? And like, I remember I was working at AT&T and I was a regular retail salesperson, like the low level. And you get your hourly pay, you get plus commission. But AT&T used to skip a commission. And I was like, I didn't even know that they skipped the commission check. So I'm like, I bought a new car. So I'm like, yeah, my commission check about to hit. I'm gonna be good. I get my payment. I'm like, why is like $2,000 missing? Like, I called my manager, I called AT headquarters. They like, oh no, we skipped this commission check. We'll pay you $2 next month. And I'm like, but how y'all skipping my commission check? What they really do, every corporation reports their company's earnings every quarter, so every 3 months. AT&T skips the commission checks when it's time to report. Why? Because if they don't pay you out, it's all profit. They haven't paid anybody. So it looks like they made more money than they actually made because they're not paying anybody yet. So now they announce, yo, we made $75 billion this quarter. So people on the market gonna see that and be like, all right, I'm gonna spend more money, which AT&T then makes more money. And then the next month, they'll pay you twice and go back into the debt from paying you. But people already started investing in the company, they made the money. It's such a genius, like, capitalist tactic. But when you live in check to check, you're like, oh, where my money? You know what I'm saying? So once I saw that, I was like, nah, I gotta understand how this should be working because this dictating too much of my life.
Yeah, the fact that you know that, I'm surprised. Like, the people that are going out their way investing after seeing how much money they made aren't also, like, how they don't know this and they're still putting money.
I mean, they do, but it's genius business. So it's like, yeah, they know how to, like, move their money around. So, like, I'm investing in a company that know how to move their money around and always know how to be profitable, because that's really all it is. AT&T knows how to stay profitable. So we're gonna not pay y'all this money because it makes it look like we made a lot of money, which then, like, let's just say they're not paying out $12 million total, right? From them keeping that $12 million profit, they're gonna make $30 million in profit. And then the next month, they're gonna pay out that $12 million. They made $18 million from that. All right, I want a piece of that $18 million. Y'all can take my $30 a share and bring me back a 10% return. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how the business world works. And, like, I had to learn that at a young age and then, like, work my way through it, that I was like, oh, I get how people making billions of dollars. So then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna learn real estate. I'm gonna learn accounting. And now I'm like, I see the game. I gotta get this to people because you ain't gonna never know. It's just one of them things, like, you just not gonna know unless you go learn. It's like law. Like, you can't go to court and represent yourself. You just don't even know how the law works. So you're just like, nah, it's not gonna work like that.
So, okay, so with Black Art, tell us again what you're teaching, just so you know I can have everybody tune in.
Yeah. So the website is blackisart.com. But on there we have wealth building sessions, right? So it's 4 different subjects. It's the stock market, so investing into the stock market, understanding the stock market. Then you have credit. So if you have stuff on your credit, like, I teach you how to get stuff cleared off your credit. I teach you to break down the credit, how you get a credit score, how to grade your credit, what they're looking for. I teach you how to get a mortgage, how to get a car loan, how to get a personal loan, a small business loan. And then it goes to business and taxes. So understanding why you should have a business, and then understanding the tax benefits of having a business. And then I usually start the business with somebody, like, get your LLC. And then from there, we go to real estate because everybody needs somewhere to live. So understanding what type of person you are. Do you want to just have a house and a mortgage and chill? Do you want to have rental properties? Do you want to flip properties? Do you want to be a contractor? All of those things. And then once you understand all 4 and how they work together, you'll start to understand how you can maneuver in the world. You'll be good. Like, that's the finance world. That's the business world.
Okay. So are these classes free, or is there a little fee?
No, of course you gotta pay for it. We live in capitalism. You gotta pay. But yeah, so my theory on it was it's 3 different options. So you could do one subject, which is 2 sessions. That is like $100.
Okay.
Then you could do 2 subjects, which is 4 sessions. That's like $150. And then the top one is all 4 subjects, 8 different sessions, and that's $250. And my thought was, I also didn't want to make it so pricey that people couldn't get the information. So my thought was, Jordans come out, they $250, Yeezys cost $250. Like, if you could pay $250 to be cute and get some sneakers that's never going to make you no money, then you could pay for classes that's going to make you a lot of money in the future. You know what I'm saying? So my sessions cost as much as some new Yeezys.
Okay, yeah, that's a good price. I might have to tune in. I'm hoping I get a discount for having you on here, you know.
For sure, I got you. We definitely can make that happen.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to close it out. I want to thank you for coming on here and teaching everybody some stuff they needed to know, but not saying too much because they got to tune into Black is Art, okay? But thank you for
blackisart.com.
Yes, I'm going to put that all at the bottom and tag, all that stuff. But yes, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your platform, having your own voice and like sharing your voice. We need more people that's in the world that's willing to talk to other people about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for creating this and sharing it.
Yes, thank you. I might have you on again if I have another, finance talk. I like telling the people about ways they can make some money. Because like you said, people don't know. Don't know. So yeah.
We all trying to get to the money.
Yes, we are. Shit, I'm trying to get to the money. Yes. Thank you for watching, you guys. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys check in with Malachi to learn some more stuff about, get into a bag. Thank you for watching episode 8 of Everybody's High. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.